It's only been 22 days. In 22 days, I would have expected the Democratic Party to kind of slowly begin to pick up the pieces. And not just the Democratic Party, but liberals in general. They're still in denial that Donald Trump is our next president, which I know it's hard to swallow. If you told me 2 years ago or 3 years ago that one day Donald J. Trump will be the president of the United States, I would have laughed at you. But it's true. He's here. I'm excited. And I think the majority of Americans are excited as well. They're very optimistic about what's going to happen. But the Democrats, I don't know if it's hubris, a lack of humility, lack of self-awareness, taking personal responsibility for your actions, which of course liberals have a problem doing. But today they had an opportunity to kind of change it up a bit. It was the elections in the House to vote on the new minority leader for the Democrats. And of course, once again, Nancy Pelosi, a loser who over the last 8 years has lost so many seats in both the House and, of course, Dirty Harry Reid in the Senate. The woman who did say that we would know what Obamacare was about once we passed it. She actually pushed that through with the Democrats during his first term. And a woman who comes from San Francisco, a sanctuary city where Kate Steinle was murdered by a illegal immigrant, was reelected once again to House Minority Leader. And this is a perfect encapsulation of the moral bankruptcy that is the Democratic Party. And I feel bad. And I actually do feel bad because I know there are some good Democrats. I actually am friends, believe it or not, I'm friends with a guy who's married to a nice Democrat. She's a genuinely good person. She's not a crazy social justice warrior. She's not a crazy progressive. She's just a Democrat. The good old-fashioned Democrats. Blue-collar Democrats. The ones that Hillary Clinton didn't get in this election. The ones that voted for Donald Trump in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania. Those are good people. Salt of the earth people. People that just want to have a job and work hard. And understand that there is a place for government in some respect. But the Democratic Party has lost it. And Tim Ryan, I believe his name is, from Ohio, ran against her. And he actually got 63 votes, which is pretty impressive. This was their opportunity to show their party, the good Democrats, that they haven't lost their way. But once again, Nancy's back. And you want to know why Nancy's back? I will tell you why Nancy's back. And this just re-emphasizes why the Democratic Party is falling apart at the seams, and why, if Donald J. Trump does a good job in his first year or two, he will be reelected. And if he does well, I guarantee Mike Pence, if he runs for president in 2024, will be elected. And that's because they care about money. That's it. Pelosi was reelected because Pelosi knows how to get Democratic donors to give money. That's it. It's not about politics. Because the politics would tell you, the way the presidential election would tell you, is that what people in this country care about is the economy, they care about immigration, and they care about health care. But guess what? Pelosi brought us Obamacare. Obviously, your economic policies suck, because look at the budget and the balance of the economy, of California. And of course, with immigration, she loves sanctuary cities because she loves a strong voting bloc. So, and on top of that, it's not just the Democrats that are in the House and the Senate. It's the fact that the DNC, the corrupt DNC that we all know from WikiLeaks, thank God WikiLeaks, and even if it's the Russians, we are going to be a better country because of it. We found out, of course, that DNC was corrupt. Debbie Wasserman Schultz lost her job. And then Donna Brazile was interim. And of course, she's on the way out because she's a hack, a partisan hack, who sold out not only her party, but just CNN as well. I mean, although I think CNN had to, CNN as a company, it is the Clinton News Network, but it's a mess. So, you think this is the time the DNC is going to get it right. They're going to pick somebody that recognizes, sees the lay of the land, reads the tea leaves, takes the temperature. This is my pulse, but I'm saying the temperature of the country, evaluates the election, why they lost, and they elect somebody that's going to fix the party. So who do they nominate? Keith Ellison from Minneapolis, a black Muslim anti-Semite and a lover of Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. You can't get any better, can ya? It's almost like the Democratic Party have really lost the plot. It's like, as Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder, they've gone full retard. As opposed to realizing they needed to come back to the center, they've gone alt-left. They've literally just thrown... It's like they sat down around a table and said, who can we nominate to check all those racial boxes? Because they love to break everything up by race and gender and religion. They said, we're going to get a black guy, but he also is going to be a Muslim because we feel really bad about the Islamophobia in this country. Oh, but he's an anti-Semite. Doesn't matter. We're going to run with it. And that's why you see people like Bernie Sanders. For some reason, Bernie Sanders is supporting Keith Ellison. And the only way I can think of is that they're so, how do I say this? Ideologically driven, much like we saw in President Obama, that they can't look past the ideology. That's it. It makes no sense to me. There's more than enough evidence to show what kind of person Keith Ellison is. When it became politically expedient to no longer be an anti-Semite, that's when he became just a normal Democrat. Wink, wink. But that's it. So, for me, as a fairly conservative guy, more of a classic liberal, I'm happy to watch the Democratic Party burn until they fix it. So I just feel bad for the good Democrats that are watching the party that they once knew go away. What's interesting, though, is in the Republican Party, it's kind of people thought that was happening. Obviously, the mainstream media tried to cite this narrative that the Republican Party was falling apart at the seams. But if anything, the Republican Party has come out much stronger than it used to be. It's actually brought more people in. The Republican Party is really turning into more of a moderate party. And, of course, there are some serious neocons, the very hawkish guys that still exist in Washington. But with the power of social media and YouTube, we're a lot smarter. The constituency, the silent majority that spoke up during the elections, a lot smarter than we used to be. We're a lot more aware and in tune with what's going on. And there really is no excuse anymore for politicians not to be aware of how their constituents feel, what's bothering them, what their fears are, what their hopes are, what they're looking for in a candidate. And right now, as much as they like to throw a negative light on the term nationalism, what we want more than anything is a strong country with strong borders, a strong economy, and a strong military, and strong sense of freedom. We don't want the government in our lives. But on the opposite side, the Democrats are going the exact opposite way. They're basically becoming a party that's antithetical to what this country was founded on. And I don't understand it. It's mind-boggling to see it on social media, watching the Twitter feeds of these journalists and politicians that are so hell-bent on holding on, wrapping their arms around their ideology that they don't realize that they're wrong. That's not what the country wants. But in the end, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Every day I wake up and something new and amazing is about to happen. So stick with it.